This is the matter of Eddie R. Hughes, DOC number 83795, date of birth September the 3rd of 1954. Is classified as a third felony offender. He is currently serving a life sentence for the charge of second-degree murder, having been sentenced on July the 28th of 1989. Does that sound all accurate to you, Mr. Hughes?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hughes, your case has been assigned to Mr. Alvin Roche. He will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Mr. Hughes. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Mr. Hughes, sit back, relax. I'm going to do a little presentation, and then I have some questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, fellow board members, we have before us this afternoon, Mr. Eddie R. Hughes, DOC number 83795. Mr. Hughes is here this afternoon seeking a commutation of sentence for a 1989 conviction for second-degree murder in the shooting of Mr. Ronnie Sawyer in Natchitoches, Louisiana in May 1988. On January 24th, 1989, he was found guilty as charged of second-degree murder by a jury of his peers, and on July 28, 1989, he was sentenced to life at DOC and hard labor without benefits of probation, parole, or suspension and sentence. Mr. Hughes arrived at Louisiana State Penitentiary in October of 1989. Since that time, he has only received one Class A write-up in the last 35 years. He has no Class B write-ups during his incarceration. I must acknowledge that is an excellent disciplinary record. And that one Class B write-up was in number 4. I think that was unauthorized area. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And he had just arrived. He was in his first year at Angola and just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hughes is currently 68 years old. He was 33 years of age at the time of this offense. He's been incarcerated for the last 35 years. Mr. Hughes, tell this panel exactly what led up to the shooting of Mr. Sawyer. Remember, your honesty is of the utmost importance. Today is the day that you are truthful about all of your statements.
On the day of the murder, I was up on a club, to a club, and a couple of my cousins came up and approached me saying that there was some guys trying to fight him down on the basketball court. And so on them coming to get me, we walked down to the court, and before we knew it, it started a fight. So we ended up breaking the fight up and went to the club, and then there come someone into the club and followed me. That guy that we had got into it with had passed by looking for me. And then when I was coming out the club, they passed by the club, and that's when I saw a gun sticking out the window, and I jumped out my car and went to shooting towards the car.
Mr. Hughes, why did you have a gun in your car?
Being stupid.
Okay.
Just adding.
So basically, you saw the gun, you retrieved your gun, and you started shooting.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty much the way, exactly the way the police reports that it did happen. Opposition in this case comes from the entire Natchitoches legal community. The DA's office is opposed, and all law enforcement agencies are opposed. Both of the victims, the family members of Mr. Sawyer, responded to our request for a comment, but stated that they are not comfortable making a statement because of mitigating circumstances at the time of the offense. Mr. Hughes, do you know what those mitigating circumstances were?
No, sir.
Did you have any relationship with a member of the victim's family?
Well, it's a lady that said that she was akin to him at the time, but I really didn't know too much about her, so I couldn't say yes or no.
And both the victim's sister and the victim's daughter, they would not like to make a comment in this case, one way or the other. Therefore, there's no victim opposition in this case. Mr. Hughes has a low risk assessment, he's housed in minimum custody. He has a high school diploma. He earned that high school diploma while incarcerated at the state police barracks. But incidentally, he's been housed at the state police barracks for almost 16 years. He's been housed at a facility that has a zero tolerance for any negative behavior, less alone a disciplinary write-up. Programs he's completed: HIV/AIDS training workshop, 100 hours pre-release, anger management, AA spiritual awareness, how to listen effectively, and many faith-based programs. Mr. Hughes, would you like to mention any other program have you completed Thinking for a Change?
Yes, I had taken it 100 hours and substance abuse.
Okay, tell me about your substance abuse program.
Well, I enjoyed it. I mean, learned a lot from it because I learned that through all the things that I was going through, there wasn't but one power that was able to break my habit from it, and that was the power of God.
So tell me about your drug and alcohol history. When did you start using drugs?
Well, I never used drugs. I just drank.
Okay, so you were an alcoholic.
Well, not really calling it alcoholic, but I drank. It wasn't a whole lot.
How often did you drink?
Maybe twice a week. And most of that's just on the weekend.
Were you ever stopped for DWI?
No, sir.
So you didn't abuse alcohol, you just used it.
Yes, sir.
So if and when you're ever released, you'll be on supervision for a very long time. So what is your ongoing plan to stay away from alcohol? Because if you're on supervision, you can't consume alcohol. So how are you going to stay away?
Well, I'm gonna continue to go to church and go to AA programs and stuff, you know. That's how I'm planning to stay away from.
You have an excellent institutional record. You have excellent remarks from your work supervisor, your security supervisor, and the classification officer. I've covered this before, but I just want to reemphasize that he's been at the police barracks since December 10th, 2007. As probably one of your longest serving tenants at the police barracks, is it not, Captain Washington?
Yes, sir, he is. Mr. Eddie's a pillar of stability around here. Every time you see him, he's always got a smile on his face, always volunteering to help. He cleans up around the church every day. Just an excellent source of joy if you ever need a little smile on your face during the day.
He belongs to the Pentecostal Apostolic Fellowship. He belongs to the Methodist Men's Fellowship, where he's a deacon. Are there any other organizations that you would like to mention?
No, sir, just the one that I was really belongs to was the Methodist Men. I just affiliated with the rest of them when I didn't have anything else to do.
Any community service during your incarceration?
I didn't quite hear you. Repeat the question.
Any community service while you've been incarcerated?
Yes, sir. I help around the chapel, picking grass up and stuff, and the few elder people's around, I kind of help them out.
What is your current job assignment?
Don Marley
Only where at?
in the dormitory.
Okay. So you work at the barracks?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your transition plan with your sister in Natchitoches, Louisiana.
Yes, sir. That's who I'm gonna live with when I get out. My sister,
Where will you work?
I would probably be working with my friend Brenda Cootie. She have gotten her boss to give me a job if I am granted pardon.
I think we have a letter from your friend, Ms. Gucci, saying that she would support you in any way possible. Okay. Captain Washington, do you have any additional comments, concerns, remarks, or observations?
Yes, sir. Mr. Eddie doesn't say a whole lot, but what he doesn't do with his words, he does with his actions and his heart. You don't have to ask him to do things around here a lot of times. He's the West Side dorm orderly, but he cleans the East Side, he cleans the yard. Like he said, he cleans up around the chapel. He just is a person who likes to give back through his actions. You're not gonna hold a 20-minute conversation with him, but you'll see him working most of the day.
Thank you, Captain Washington. Mr. Chairman, I do have a recommendation in this case, and I will share it with my fellow board members at the conclusion of this interview.
Ms. Cootie, Ms. Brenda Cootie, I think I saw her on the screen a few moments ago.
Yes, I'm here.
Ms. Cootie, if you would please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about Mr. Hughes.
My name is Brenda Coochie, and I met Eddie through his mom while incarcerated. And since I met him, he's been a true gentleman. He have helped me through a lot of my marriage. My husband deceased, and give me advice. You can go with Hagewood. I'm sorry, I'm at work. And I work at environmental service. My boss is willing to give him a job. I can give you his number. I'm trying to get emotion, but I know he'll do good. I know he'll be the best man ever if we give him a chance. And I'm back there for him. I've been employed with the company for 13 years now, and I have a title where I can help him. So I have my husband deceased. I have a vehicle. He have transportation. I'm willing to give it to him with no cost. His family is there. His sister Mary, his brother Alvin, we're all here. He lost his brothers, his mom. We just want him to come home for whatever life he got left. And I beg that y'all please grant him the opportunity to show that he is a rehabilitated system child, rehabilitated person. Thank you. And please, I'm there for him. And I know he'll be a model citizen and he will be able to contribute to society. I need him. I need his help. So he got lots of family left that he don't know. But I just give him this opportunity to live. I know he took a life, but it was not intention. I know he wouldn't have did it if it's been another circumstance. It wouldn't have happened.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kuti. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Hughes, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yeah, thank you all for having me and thank you for listening. And I'd just like to say to the family that I am very sorry for what had happened. And I hope somewhere in life that they forgive me for it. Because I know Mr. Sawyer didn't deserve it. And I am very sorry for it. I thank y'all for this chance.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Roche, you ready to vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hughes,
Yes, sir.
based on the excellent remarks by Captain Washington, an excellent disciplinary conduct record throughout 35 years of incarceration, excellent work evaluations. There is no victim opposition in this case. The length of incarceration, the age of the offender, and a good transition plan, and just an overall excellent performance while incarcerated. My recommendation is to recommend to the governor to commute his sentence to 45 years.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Ms. Jackson?
Mr. Hughes, it was a pleasure having people talk about you because you don't talk a lot, as Captain Washington said, but you've done exceptionally well. And the remarks have been extremely positive from the prison staff. And my vote today is likewise to recommend commutation 45 years to the government.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Freeman?
Mr. Hughes, also to agree, you've had a great disciplinary record, kind of unbelievable. And due to the warden's comments, I also vote to commute to 45 years.
Thank you, Freeman. Mr. Hughes, you have 3 votes to commute your sentence, recommend to the governor that your sentence be commuted to 45 years. As everyone has suggested, you're a man of few words, but a lot of action. And my vote likewise would be the same, to recommend to the governor that your sentence be commuted to 45 years, and that will be the recommendation we send on to the governor. So good luck to you, sir.
Thank you all very much.
I think that does, I think that takes care of our business. Captain, thank you very much for your help. We'll be adjourned from the State Police Barracks at 12:57.
Thank you all.